Hello, pineapplers. Give me 1 second. I'm going to set this up. Here we go. Hello. Let's see. Hi, Amy. I'm just setting this up. And I'm going to actually go live in my Facebook group as well. All right. I think we got it. Hello, pineapplers, and welcome. I am going to be talking today about COVID-19 and planning ahead for your marketing and business. I'm actually doing a double time live here, one in the Quirky Pineapple Studios free Facebook group, Own Your Voice Movement, and you are watching this on Instagram, Wine Wednesdays with Cassandra. I do actually not have wine today, just water. So actually what I wanted to talk about is marketing and planning your business during uncertain and unpredictable times. If you are watching live, If you are watching live, let me know where you're watching from down in the comments below. I can see Sarah's joined us on Facebook. Amy has joined us on Instagram. Tatiana's here. And Ika Images has joined us on Instagram. So let us know where you're watching from, and also a little bit about your business, and also what you are drinking. I am currently drinking water. So currently it's a little bit nuts, and what I wanted to talk about was just how to really approach marketing and planning for your business right now, because I honestly feel like there's been so many things coming up online, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm seeing people kind of business shame others for wanting to continue business. People kind of saying you shouldn't be marketing right now. Others saying this is the perfect time to market. I've been seeing weird things on Instagram and on Facebook all about, like, this is how you should market it. This is how you should say things. And it's actually kind of disheartening, because I think I just got an email the other day from, I don't remember which business I subscribed to, but I got an email from them, and it felt like they were just trying to sell me on the current situation, and then why I should be opting into their business or anything like that. And then other times I'm seeing on Instagram or on Facebook, people posting really empowering messages and saying, this is the perfect time to step up and be leaders in our industry and lead with integrity, lead ethically, and be really mindful of the situation and do what we can for other people who are staying home, or other people who want to start their business now, or anything like that. So I am just going to preface this entire thing and say I am one person. I have my own opinions, and, this is not right or wrong, but, it's really, you have to approach it to what feels good to you. Megan just commented, and she said, I liked what a sales coach said. If it feels sleazy to you, it's most likely to others. Yes. Completely agree. And I actually sent out an email on Saturday about this current situation and how it's taking place in Madrid, because we are on quarantine and on lockdown. And what I did was I actually offered a 30 euro discount to people who are interested in joining the virtual retreat that we have. And I didn't feel sleazy about it. I prefaced a lot of it with, a lot of value, and also sharing other resources, free resources. But at the same time, I do want to say, like, we small business owners still need money coming in. Like, we need cash flow to function, because if I don't have cash flow, I cannot, continue with my business. And if you don't have cash flow, you can't continue with your business. So I just wanted to say, like, it's not that selling right now is bad or promoting right now is bad. It's really how you approach it. And if you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments below, because I kind of want to be able to talk to you all about it and see what you have to say. So how to approach it in a mindful manner, especially with the type of messaging that we are going to be, putting out. A lot of the times I'm seeing people, in copywriting, in content marketing, we always talk about hit the pain points. You definitely want to hit your clients' pain points so that they actually feel it deep in their soul. This is probably not the best time to be hitting specific pain points, and especially building things out of fear. If you are hitting certain pain points and like trying to create fear, or unintentionally even creating fear because you're not being cautious of what you're saying, that is probably going to backfire on you, just because people don't need more fear in their lives. We're already feeling high anxiety. I feel high anxiety in this current situation. Like, my family's not here with me. They're in the United States. I'm here. I don't know what will happen if something does happen, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in quarantine, which could be, there are talks about Spain being in quarantine for at least a month, and we're only on, I think, day 5, and it's been interesting. It's not been tough because my day hasn't really changed, but at least it's just been something to adapt to. But being really mindful of how we approach sorry, I'm seeing like 2 comments, y'all. So being really mindful of how we phrase things. So actually, if you are not in the Own Your Voice movement Facebook group, I am just going to say that we are hosting a full week, what I'm calling a marketing marathon. It'll be it's a free Facebook group. You can join and you can invite your friends. And what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be talking about different marketing ideas for visibility, and it will have a touch of what the current situation is. But I also really want to just give you all value right now and like support you as much as I can. So if you want, then you can join the Facebook group. And actually, Julia, who just commented in the Facebook group, says, I've been feeling weird about selling right now with so many people offering free services to help people out. I'm all for offering free advice and helping people as I can, but I can't really afford to offer free services. Actually, Julia, thank you so much for sharing that, because I've actually felt the same way. I've been seeing so many people share that they are offering free calls or free 30-minute somethings, or I am offering free services in the next couple weeks. And I think that's amazing for them if they can do it, but I just can't, because I also I need certain income to come in to support myself and to be able to contribute to my household. And I think it's great that if somebody is able to do it, then they can. But I think it's also, you have to do what works best for you. And maybe right now, especially, like, you can't offer a full-fledged, like, $1,000 offer because, what's currently happening just won't allow it, and people are being more mindful of their spending. But maybe you can find different ways to offer the service while still being mindful. So something that I was just talking about with my coach was offering extended payment plans and working with the people who are interested in working with you and figuring out a specific extended payment plan for them so that, they can still get the value and you also still get paid. And then also maybe coming up with different things where you offer a lower tier offer, that's very repetitive, a lower tier service that can give people a little bit of support and help now. And then later on, they can opt into something larger if they feel like they're ready or if they feel like it's a good fit. Sarah says, Julia, I hope that answers your question, by the way. Sarah says in the Facebook group, I think we have to be extra careful with how we market ourselves and what we do. Be empathetic and understanding, but not stop. Just adjust to the new situation. Yes, I honestly could not agree more, because in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to jump on this and like share as much information as possible and all this stuff. And like everybody started sharing things about what to do during COVID-19, how to sell during COVID-19, how to promote your business during COVID-19, what to not do and how to approach a situation. And then I started getting super paralyzed because I was like, oh my gosh, like all these people are saying this and then other people are saying that. And then some people are like, no, this is the time to step up. And then others were like, no, this is not the time to step up. This is the time to be mindful and be courteous and understand that this is a pandemic. And I honestly think, as business owners and small business owners or even service-based business owners, we need to come up with different things to do so that we can offer our services in different situations and in different tiers. So something that I was just talking about with my coach was maybe, like I was just saying, not doing a full payment plan, but like extended payment plans. So you don't pay in full, you extend it, and it could be a longer thing. Or offering smaller tier products or services, or even just doing one-off things because, somebody has lots of questions and they just want to like pick your brain. That's currently what I'm offering, which I never do. I never do like little intensives that are one day, but I realize, okay, some people just need a little bit of back and forth and to bounce ideas off of somebody else, like an expert. And this is where I can still offer something at super low rates while still, being able to provide for my business and my household and my living situation. But something, let's see. Julia says, I've seen so much conflicting advice too. It's so confusing. Yes. If you are watching on Instagram or Facebook, give me a heart if you have been seeing so much conflicting advice. I swear I scrolled last week on Instagram and I saw like 10 posts saying you should not be promoting or launching anything during this time. And then like 5 other posts saying this is the perfect time to, step up and be a leader and provide a service for your audience. I was like, I actually had to like sit down for a moment and think, I don't know what to do. Like, I felt so scared because I didn't want to be like unethical or acting without integrity. But I also realized that if I don't hit a certain amount this month, I won't be able to provide for certain things for the next month. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of a scary thing because I was creating some sort of stability for myself in the previous months. And now all of a sudden this virus hits and I am a little bit out of whack. So I think another thing to do during this time is to just really sit down and make sense of your numbers. So sitting down and looking at things like Google Analytics and understanding, okay, where are people coming from? Looking at things like your social media stats. Right now, people are always on their phone. Like I have the little, on my iPhone, I have like the screen recorder thing that tracks how much I spend on my phone. My screen time before being in quarantine and like coronavirus got really bad over here was at like 1 to 2 hours, 3 max. It has doubled. I think my highest screen time day was 7 hours and 45 minutes. And I was like, holy crap, what am I doing on my phone? Because I didn't even realize I was on my phone for 7 hours and 45 minutes during the day. I mean, I'm sleeping for like 6 to 7. So I'm spending the other half on my phone, which is nuts. So I honestly feel like this is a really good time to maybe if you don't feel comfortable selling something smaller or just stepping up and showing up for your audience because they need somebody to just like guide them during this time. And what better way to do that is to continue providing value, education, entertainment in different ways so that, somebody just kind of lets us steam up. I love seeing the funny things on TikTok. Alicia says you need more sleep, only 6 to 7. Yeah, I do need more sleep. That's a thing that I'm currently working on. It's like a personal goal of mine to just rest more. Working on it, y'all, working on it. So another thing is to maybe sit down, figure out, okay, what numbers do I need to hit for the rest of March? And then what do I need to hit in April? And how can I do that? Maybe not with your large offers, but how can you do that in maybe a pop-up offer, for example, like what I'm doing, a 60-minute intensive and then an email follow-up. And then depending on whoever books it, we will have the conversation of what to do next. Or for you all, it could be, okay, there have been quite a few people, Julie, I'll use you as an example. There could have been quite a few people who have asked you about SEO information, but they aren't ready to book your specific one-on-one services. Could you use this time, maybe like the next 2 to 3 weeks, to just do a pop-up group program, like super small, and you just come in and you share about like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is going to be like an implementation day. I'll come on. If you do the homework, I'll answer your questions. Something where it can still provide support and especially like a community aspect I don't want to put community, I don't know why I did that in quotations, but like a community aspect where, because people are feeling more isolated at home. I mean, I am. I have my boyfriend here, but it's still isolating because we're just here by ourselves. But having a community aspect where, you know, people can come online, they feel like they're heard, they feel like, you know, they're supported, and you can still provide value while making ends meet and meeting your bottom line in your business. So I really feel like it's understanding, okay, how can you flip some of these specific services that you're offering into smaller packages and offer that, or finding different ways to extend payment plans for people if they want to still work with you on a larger capacity. Let me know what you all are thinking in the comments below. I don't see anything on the Facebook side, but on the Instagram side, Alicia is the only one that said I need more sleep. But yes, let me know what you're thinking, if this makes sense. And if you are feeling the same way, or if you're having like other fears, let me know, because I have been dealing with the same thing. Like, I've been seeing so many people post about so many different things and so many different perspectives that I am getting like analysis paralysis for what to do. And I'm feeling business shame for wanting to sell during this time, because I still need to pay for things. Like, I have normal business expenses that get taken out of my account every single month that I need to pay for. And if I don't make that money, then I am going into the red, and I cannot be going into the red in my business, because that just is not good. So yeah, let me know your questions or anything below, or if you're thinking about anything, please comment so that we can keep this interactive. And I also want to be able to answer any of your questions. Remember, like, this is my perspective. I honestly believe like this is the perfect time to really show up and get visible in your business and to be seen as a leader, and to use, I don't think use this opportunity is a good phrase. I think it sounds very disingenuous, and it also kind of sounds like unethical to me. So I don't want to say use this opportunity, but this is a moment where you don't need to, my words, my opinion, where you can step up and get visible, even more visible, to share value for your audience. Whether that is like teaching them more things, or inspiring them to take a moment while they're at home to look at other stuff, or to create something funny related to your business. I've been playing with TikTok. I've been only making dance videos, but I really want to make other informative videos around copywriting, content marketing, and content creation, but I just need to learn how to maneuver the app first. Not so sure how to do that. Wandering Christine says, I don't have a business yet. So if you don't have a business yet, totally fine. You can still like find different ways to show up for your community. If you want to build your community, I really think that using this and being present now, like, is the best option. I think if your business stops, or if you feel like you can't do anything, then that will actually hurt your business in the long run. Julia actually mentioned this in one of her Instagram stories, I think last week, where she was talking about, I think, Julia, you were saying, I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, let me know in one of the apps that I am in. She was actually saying that people were asking her if their content should be stopping, and if you need to be creating like more timely content that is always like, you know, referring to coronavirus, or referring to COVID-19, or referring to working from home. And I honestly don't think that all of our content needs to be revolved around coronavirus or working from home. Yes, you can share helpful tips, and yes, I think this is awesome, like a great time to do it. But like, because everybody feels like they need to share about coronavirus or about working from home right now, I feel anxiety opening Instagram, because all I see is coronavirus, and I just want to see other stuff. And I don't know if you all feel the same way. If you do feel the same way, give me a heart in the Instagram, or a like or comment in the Facebook group. But it's just been so much that, because I wasn't like, I'm trying to distance myself for my mental health, because I'm seeing so much of it pop up. My mental health is like kind of not deteriorating, because that sounds bad, but I need to be more cautious and aware of what I'm consuming. And I also just want to know what everybody else is doing. Like, how are you moving forward in your business? Because this is bad, and like business is halting, and like the brick and mortar shops, especially like my parents who own a spa, they haven't closed yet in the United States, but they probably will be forced to in the upcoming weeks, depending on the situation in the United States. Their business is going to be hit hard, but if you are an online business, you can still do something. Or even if you aren't an online business and a service-based business, you can still find ways to incorporate an online component into your offerings so that you can help somebody right now. And I think what people want is something right now, because they don't know what's going to happen in 1 week or in 2 weeks, or if they're going to be on quarantine for a whole month or even 2 months. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below. I need to take a sip of water because there's a lot of talking. All right. Don't know if anybody else is going to comment, but so I wanted to share a few action steps to do. I was talking about it before, but I really think this is the perfect time to sit down and like take another look at your numbers and see, okay, these are your business expenses. This is the type of revenue you need to make. And then this is like, sorry, I'm seeing comments pop up. Wow, they weren't there before. Okay, so Julia says, business shame. Love that phrase. Definitely feeling it right now. Sylvia says, opportunity to show your values. I completely agree. I think this is a perfect opportunity to show your business values, but also lead with your business values. Julia says, still here. Aminata says, yes, for business image reasons, I could not take advantage of this crisis, but I did not hesitate to harass my asesoria, in Spanish, that's the accountant, to find out about all supports I could benefit from the government. I paid all my taxes. Now I need some back. Couldn't agree more. Julia says, update on that. Don't write about the coronavirus on a science standpoint because Google can penalize you. All right, y'all, if you're writing about coronavirus on a science standpoint, do not do it. I think making posts on social media is great if you want to update about the coronavirus. But Julia, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, about writing a specific blog post on coronavirus, especially because it could be searchable, but then it's also kind of like you're going to be hounded and basically covered by all of the, what are they called? The news outlets. Julia, if you do want to write, okay, I'm seeing all your comments. If you do want to write about the coronavirus, only write about it for business tips on working remotely, how it's affecting you, etc. Thank you, Julia. You just answered my question. Julia says, and yes, definitely publish evergreen content that has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Totally agree. Julia is actually going to be coming in tomorrow into our free Facebook group, Own Your Voice Movement. So if you aren't part of it, feel free to join after this live. And she's actually going to be talking about visibility on an SEO and Pinterest standpoint. Sylvia says, for me, business as a career coach, I offer support in terms of talking about your emotions, feelings. Yes, Sylvia, that's awesome. I think that's great. I think like right now, especially for the people who are making the transition to work from home, maybe focusing on something like that type of support is going to be, way more helpful. Okay, those are all the comments on the Facebook side. Sorry, y'all, I didn't realize that I could have scrolled. And Capturing Madrid. So she says, what to do if you post something and coworkers who cannot do home office get offended by it? Delete the post. I'm not sure what your post is. So I can't say that you should delete the post or not delete the post, but kind of go with what your gut has to say. Hey, Pia. So something that I was actually really thinking about was I had a post planned on my personal account, Cassandra T. Lay, to share about marketing during, it was like 3 specific tips: marketing during COVID-19, business during COVID-19, and communications during COVID-19. And then all of a sudden I started consuming all of this content on Facebook and Instagram and other platforms that I got scared to post it. So I actually removed it because I felt like I didn't do it with good intentions. I felt like I needed to do it just because everybody else was. And apparently on social media, lots of people are getting great engagement when they share tips about coronavirus right now and what to do, work from home, all of that stuff. And to me, yes, that works. And that's great that they get lots of engagement. But I felt like, okay, I know I could be adding value to this conversation. And I felt like all the tips that I was going to share were going to be really, really helpful. But I honestly was like, you know what? I don't want to approach it in that way anymore, because I feel like the way I want to approach this situation is to show up and be, I don't know, conscientious, show up, be a leader, show up and lead with integrity, show up and just kind of say, hey, I am aware of the situation. I am locked home. I know this is bad. It's a pandemic, which is kind of a big deal according to National Geographic, which I read the other day. But as a business owner, like, this is what's happening for me. And I cannot deny the fact that, like, I have this, which is, oh my gosh, holy shit. And then this, which is, hey, I still need business to go on because I still need to provide for me and for my family and for everybody else that is involved in my business. And if people don't understand that, I don't know if you want to work with them, anything like that. Capturing Rigid says, thanks. At work, we posted to stay home and be safe, and some teams that need to go to the office got offended. But yeah, gut feeling maybe. I don't know why they got offended, because if they had to go to office and weren't allowed, it's not your fault, you know? I don't know. That's a good thing to think about. Another thing that one of my friends posted, Estrella, from At La Chispa Studio, she actually was talking about mental health and just like taking a me day if you really need to. It took me a while to actually gather my thoughts, because I feel like I was all over the place. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to promote still. And then I saw all these people saying, no, don't promote. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to promote. But then I was like, okay, if I don't promote, then I really didn't sell anything at all during March, which means that my revenue is at zero. Can't be having that, because I got to pay for things. So then I really had to figure out, okay, what can I still do that feels good to me while providing for my business? So like I was saying, look at your numbers, figure out, okay, what are your business expenses? What do you actually need to cover? And if you are able to make profit and bring in like income and revenue, how can you do that in smaller tier services that can still provide support and that community aspect? Because as people are home, we all feel a lot more isolated, and we do want to feel like we're more connected. So like you all joining here today about like to talk about this and to engage in the conversation just shows me that, yeah, we need this, because, you know, we are really unsure of what to do. And I am not an expert to say, okay, this is what's going to happen next week. This is kind of just what I am currently dealing with, what I'm currently feeling, and how I'm going to approach business moving forward. So I think I covered all of it. How to be mindful approaching the situation. I'm actually going to bring in a guest expert, Monica, who is my woman crush. She is an introverted version of me. She does copywriting and content strategy. She's coming in to the free Facebook group, Own Your Voice Movement, on Friday to talk about how to adapt your message and your communications to be more mindful. We talked about what to do to make sure your marketing makes sense for the upcoming months. Like I was saying, see if you can find smaller tier things, or maybe, a continuous support for the next month, just to have somebody to talk to, or just if they need help planning their content for me, for example, or, they want to do this. See where you can do that, or offer extended payment plans if they do want to work with you on a larger capacity, where you can dive into your numbers to see how to best make a plan. So again, looking at, okay, what are you going to be offering in Q2? And maybe April is going to be a weird month, which means May probably is going to be like either a shock because everything's opening again. And that means like people are going to be spending money on the leisure activities because, we've been cooped up in the house, or this is going to be like a dry month in business. We don't know. I have no idea. So Again, take a look at your business expenses and see, okay, where you can actually invest and use this time wisely. And then some actions that you can do now to be top of mind and continue staying visible. Get on social media. And if you all have a social media account, which I think you all do because you're all joining me on social media right now, get on social media and share. Process your thoughts first. Don't just go on and share and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what have I done? Process your thoughts first. Aminata says, I have to be a role model to my team and for my business. So I keep with a positive attitude and prepare my team for the after crisis. Always be ready. Well, she hashtagged always be ready. I completely agree with Aminata. If you are a business owner and you are seen as a leader within your industry, it's really the time to be a role model. Yes, I'm freaking out, slightly terrified, but I need to work through that, be aware of my current feelings and still move forward so that, me and Luana are still doing work. Me and my clients are still moving forward. Me and just my business image are going to be presented in a good light. Because if I were to just completely shut down, well, the Quirky Pineapple might not exist in the next 6 months because I won't have income coming in, and then I would need to close doors because I don't have enough to pay off business expenses. And I think what Aminata said too, in the Facebook group, if you're not in it, she said to prepare the team for the after crisis. I completely agree. I think because right now some businesses can't afford to invest in, for me specifically, marketing, but for you, whoever's watching your specific services, the after crisis is going to be either this huge boom or we're still going to be grappling. And I think as long as we stay consistent online and consistently in front of our audience and still providing value and still offering things to them, then the after crisis won't be such a big or, one of those things. If you know what I'm talking about, the wave. Okay, so let me know down in the comments below what you all think. Thank you, Aminata and Sylvia and Julia and Sarah, for sharing on the live in Facebook. And also thank you, Capturing Madrid. Who else? Capturing Madrid, Wandering Christine, and Alicia for telling me I need to sleep more, and also Megan for sharing your thoughts. If anybody else is watching live and you have other thoughts to share or other comments, let me know. And then we are still continuing with Marketing Marathon Week. Julia is coming in tomorrow to the free Facebook group, Own Your Voice Movement, and she'll be talking about visibility through SEO and Pinterest. Really excited for that. And then on Friday, Monica Schrock is coming in, my introverted better half. She is going to be talking about how to adapt your messaging right now in your communication strategy. On Monday, we have Andrea Valeria, who is my best business partner, best friend, coming in. She's from It's a Travel OD. She's going to be talking about how to really adapt and be productive at home, especially if you're not really used to working from home. And she's been working remotely, digitally, traveling while doing it, I think, for the past 5 years. On Tuesday, we are still confirming the guest speaker. On Wednesday, I'll be going live in the Facebook group to talk about how to position yourself as a thought leader. On Thursday, we have Kat Magase coming in from Room to Rise. She has helped her clients use events and event marketing to get an amazing ROI on their business. So she's helped people who were hosting events only get 2K, who were making 2K a month, to tripling it and making almost 10K a month just from one event. So she'll be sharing about how you can get leads through your online or offline events. And then Friday, who do I have for Friday? Speaker to be confirmed. Have to double check but if you are part of the Facebook group, I'll be making all of the events for that. And yeah. Also, I will say, and I will say this now, if you do want to work together one-on-one or in a group setting, you can take advantage of the 60-minute intensive that I'm offering for this current time. It's a 60-minute intensive and an email follow-up with an action plan. We can talk about your copywriting, your brand messaging, your content strategy. This is a one-on-one offer, and this is $125. or €125, depending on where you are in the world. Or if you want to do a group setting, I'm hosting a virtual retreat, which is called the Raise Your Voice Retreat on Saturday, April 4th. Well, we will be planning your Q2 content and marketing strategy. So we'll be going into your numbers, but also looking at what you're going to be offering in Q2 and then create a content plan for that, and also have time to implement the whole darn thing. Maybe not the whole thing, but at least a good chunk of it. And my Raise Your Voice masterminders will be joining us, and they'll actually be leading a few sessions to share about their expertise and to help you all. Aminata says thank you to you. Yay, thanks Aminata. Okay, does anybody have any last minute questions? If not, I'm going to end it here. And thank you all for joining Wine Wednesdays if you're on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, I'm just going to call it Wine Wednesdays because that's what it is. I will see you all in the Facebook group Own Your Voice Movement for the marketing marathon. It's 7 guest experts for 7 days to get your marketing, as they say, on point. I'm going to wait for like 2 seconds, and then if nobody responds or makes a comment, then I'm going to hop off and shut down for the day and just rest. Y'all, rest. Key here. Also, these are my lovely birthday decorations for my virtual birthday party that I had yesterday. Woohoo! Okay, Sylvia says, thanks, good talk and initiative. Awesome. Okay, well, it looks like I don't have any other specific comments or questions, but if you want to join the Facebook group, feel free. It's called Own Your Voice Movement. We can talk about ideas and everything there, and then we'll see you all tomorrow in the Own Your Voice Facebook group where Julia will be sharing with us. All right, bye everybody, stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow.